Hello everyone, my name is Dhiren and on behalf of Sri Aurobindo Society, I would like to welcome you all at this webinar. This webinar is organized by Sri Aurobindo Society and is sponsored by HDFC Bank. In the series of these innovative ideas that we have been discussing with you all from past so many days, today we would be discussing another case study which has been given by the teachers of Karnataka. And if you will look at this book, you will find the logo of the state of Karnataka here, because as I always say that these ideas are not the one which have been given by anyone who is associated with Sri Aurobindo Society, but are given by the teachers, by the educators like you all. And that's why we call this innovative ideas or this program a platform for the teachers or for the educators by the teachers or by the educators. So a platform for the educators by the educators. And these ideas have been given by the teachers, by the educators like you all. From past 3 days, we have been discussing the ideas which has given by the teachers from the state of Karnataka. Today, we would be discussing a case study called Learning Through Games. Before I go ahead and discuss the case study called Learning Through Games, I have a request that if you have any question, any query regarding these innovative ideas or regarding this case study or regarding the program as ZII, which in Hindi is called in Shiksha Mein Shuni Nivesh Navachar, or Zero Investment Innovation for Education Initiative. If you have any doubt regarding this program, as in how you could send your ideas to us or how your name can be selected to be rewarded at the state or national level, please feel free to ask your queries, questions, concern to me over this webinar. At the end of the webinar, I'll be giving you a time where you could discuss, where you could share the questions or doubt that you have. It could be regarding the innovative ideas or regarding the case study or regarding the program itself. Apart from that, if you have any, if you want to share your experiences with us, if you have any experience that you would love to share with us, I would love to hear it. So you could use this webinar as a medium to share your experience, not only with me, but with the educators who all are viewing this video. It could be through Facebook, through Zoom, or through YouTube for that matter. So if you have any question, any queries, any concern, or if you have any experience that you want to share with me or share with all the educators, you could definitely do that. As I said at the end of the webinar, I will be giving you a time where you could share your experiences or doubts with me. Well, how you could do that? You have two options, or two ways to do that. Either you could post your queries or concern or experiences at the comment box, either at Facebook or at Zoom. Or if you want to get connected through Zoom, where we could have a face-to-face interaction, you could also do that. If you're watching this at Facebook, you could get connected with me, and the comment box you will find a link and the ID from where you could get connected with us through Zoom itself. And you can have a face-to-face interaction with me. So moving ahead, as I said, today we would be discussing about a case study called Learning Through Games. What is learning through games and why game is important? Because you will find in each and every innovative booklet that has been launched from different states, the one common thing that you will find in each of the book is there's a common case study called learning through games. And why this is so common that each and every state has given case study and under which there are a number of different innovative ideas. The reason is that as a teacher, we all know the importance of games and sports in our life. So we all know what is the importance of games. And since the teacher know it, that the games are very important for in terms of education as well, and for the same reason they have given the case study learning through game. So let's first have a discussion as in what is the importance of sports in education. We all know that games are the integral part of our life. Through games, the student can develop various skills, as in there are countless skills that the student can develop through games and sports. For example, analytical thinking, critical thinking, creativity, teamwork, lots of good habits, etc. The aim of education is holistic development of a child, of a human being. Human has many aspects of education, and the education develop all these aspects. For example, we have got a body, a brain, and a soul. So the education, the aim of education is to develop or to work on the holistic development of a student, as in make him physically fit, mentally strong, and for the spiritual development as well. So when I say over holistic development, I mean that physical, mental, and spiritual development of a kid. And believe me when I say this, that the goal of education is same, to do the physical, mental, and the spiritual development of the child. Let's have a discussion on the importance of sports, importance of games in the life of an infant. The education of human being start since the childhood with the games, because when a human being is an infant, his education starts. Just take it as an example. When a kid is moving his hand, moving his leg, what we all say, when he's lying down and keeps moving his hands and his feet, people will say that the child is, what is he doing? The child is playing, right? We all say that the child is playing, or in Hindi we say that bacha khel raha hai. So anything the child is doing except from crying, when he's doing any physical activity, we all say that the children is playing. Children, education starts with game. When a girl make toys or clay toys, when they make utensils using the clay in rural areas, specifically through this game, the girl get to know how to make utensils, how to make toys, which anyways develops the functional skills of a girl. This gives them the feeling of doing something new. At the same time, when a boy is making cart from the clay, horses from the clay, or any thing which we like from the clay, a toy, etc., he is developing the creativity within himself. Or the girl, she is developing a creativity within herself. So the game starts from the beginning of the kid. A number of the places, especially in rural areas, due to poverty, if the children do not get the bat, they make bat for themselves. Somewhere from a wood that looks like a bat, that has been into, that is into bat shape. The student will somehow cut it and will start playing with it. They'll make a bat out of that out of that stick. So this, as I say, it develops the intellectual and physical development of a kid. So there are a number of aspects, number of uh, areas where games play a crucial role for the development of be it physical, be it mental, be it spiritual development of a kid, of a child. So since the games have so much importance in life, and our journey, our education first starts initially with the game, why not to use game as a medium to teach the students? So that could definitely be done, right? Because plays are brain's favorite way of learning. We learn a lot of things through games. Research has shown that there are many benefits for playing daily games in the classroom. By applying a range of strategies in game, students are able to use their working memory to solve problems, increasing their mental cognition, stimulating the brain with strategies in a game can be a brain workout. So teacher thought that if games have so much importance, If the game has got so much utilities, so much benefits, why can't we use game as a medium to teach the student? Because the teacher has a concern. She says that, sir, there would be a student who definitely will love games or over studies, but you will find hardly any student, or there are the number of the students are very low who prefer studies over games. Kid loves to play. They enjoy playing games. Remember when we were kid, we were made to study, or we used to study by ourselves. We were made to study. But when it comes to game, we were forced to go and play, or we love to go outside and play. Obviously, we love to go outside and to play, right? So we all love games as a kid. With the same thought, teacher initiated teachers of Karnataka gave two innovative ideas that I would be discussing today with you all. And before that, let me announce the name of those two teachers that who has given these two innovative ideas. The name of the teachers are Rashmi ma'am, who is from Elvantagi, Kalburgi, and we have Thotaya Angadi ma'am, who is from Gangavati Koppal. So these two teachers have given the innovative ideas that I would be discussing with you all today. And the first idea that I would be discussing with you all is the guessing game. The guessing game, also called as Damsarar, and I'm sure we all have played that game, where be it in the corporates, be it in the schools, be it in the functions, be it in the get together. We have played that now game a number of times, right? With the one person will come, he'll use the minds, he won't speak, he'll just do some kind of act without speaking, and the team would have to guess the answer, right? So this is the game. Teacher says that, so there are a number of names which are different for the students to learn, to memorize, to by heart. So at times, since these names are not repeated, since these words are not repeated, important terminologies are not repeated, a student tend to forget these words. In order to avoid forgetting of the words, teacher implemented a game called as the guessing game, where the students are taught a chapter and then they are told that they have to come tomorrow prepared with this topic, because the new game that would be played in the class would be entirely dependent on this topic. So if you will be giving the right answer, you will win. Otherwise, you will lose. So this is how it is done. The students, since they know that the new game will be played, if you say to the student, please try and understand the psychology, that you will tell this, that if you will tell the student that tomorrow I will be taking a test, you need to come prepared, the chances are very high that the student either won't come prepared or they won't even turn up to the school, right? So what teacher did, she used that psychology that come prepared tomorrow, because tomorrow we would be playing a game which would be completely dependent on these innovative ideas, on this specific topic or this specific chapter. So a student, because they all want to play, they'll come prepared, and they all want to win, they'll come prepared. So the attendance automatically will increase. The interest of the student will, and the involvement of the student will definitely increase by using this innovative idea. So then the next day, the teachers write the name of the teams. It could be team A, team B, or the student themselves could decide the name and unanimously, and then these names could be written at the board as in the name of the group. For example, team A, team B. The student from team A will come. He will pick up the chit which has been prepared by the student from the team B. He'll pick up the chit, and whatever word is written over the chit, a student can use that. The student can use his actions without speaking to convey the word to his fellow mates, to his fellow team members, and those team members have to guess the name correct. There are rules which could be earlier decided by the teacher, that this could be for Hindi, this could be for English, The student can tell them the words, that how many words or alphabets are there, etc. So those rules could be decided by the teachers or pre-decided by the teacher, so the student could be aware, and the student, all of the student could be at the same page when it comes to understand the rules. Now, at that, teacher will note down the marks of the student, each getting 1 mark for his or her correct answer. At the end of the day, teacher could decide 5 questions of the 10 questions. At the end of the game, the team who scores the maximum marks is considered winner and is applauded in front of all the students and the teachers. So this is the innovative idea of the guessing game. I hope that you have liked this innovative idea. Now, moving on to the next game, let's play Ludo. So we all know that the popular house, that Ludo is a popular household game. During our childhood, we used to spend hours playing the same game, and we all loved playing Ludo, right? There is also an online game called Ludo, in which no matter you're kid or you are adult, I've seen number of people playing that game online. So since the student loves or the kid loves the game of Ludo, what teacher did? She said that, sir, I thought why not to use this game of Ludo with this innovative idea, or with the topic, with the chapter, and then start teaching the topic. So if I could tell you, Ludo is a game having different color of tokens, and there's a dice. Each token is of four. He has got 4 sets. So there are four token each of different colors. And at the center there's a house where you will have to move across all the places, all the numbers, and then you'll have to reach to the center. The team or the person with all the 4 tokens at the center is considered as a winner. So how it could be mapped with the class textbook? What teacher did it? She said that, sir, I used to teach on any subject, or any subject could be taught using this innovative idea. It could be maths, it could be multiplication, addition, subtraction, division, increasing order, decreasing order, etc. Another subject also could be taught. For example, teacher narrates a topic or teaches a topic today, and she says that after 2 days or 3 days we would be taking test, or next day we would be taking a test, or instead of saying test, she would be saying that we would be playing a game of Ludo. And if you want to win, you need to come prepared with the question answers of this topic. So next day, student comes, teacher make the arrangement for different set of Ludo boards, or those Ludo boards could be made using the cardboards and the cards. Then next day when the student comes, teacher makes the student sit. The student throws the dice, all other rules of the game would be entirely the same. The student throws a dice, the teacher says that stop, you need to give me an answer. And if you give a correct answer, then only you would be able to move. If you don't give the correct answer, you would be sticking to the same point, to the same place. So if the student gives the correct answer, he would be moving to the next step. Otherwise, he would be at the same point, same place, same stop where he was earlier. So suppose the student throws a dice and the number at the dice turns to be 4. So teacher asks the question. Suppose our teacher day before yesterday taught about the different capital of the states of our country. So suppose teacher asks that what is the capital of Uttar Pradesh? If the student is able to give the right answer as Lucknow, he would be able to move to the 4 steps. Otherwise, he would be at the same place. Similarly, multiplication or addition, subtraction, or any topic for that matter, or any chapter or any subject for that matter, could be taught using, or could be revised and recapitulated using the scheme of Let's Play Ludo. These innovative ideas definitely help the student to develop an interest in studies, and there's an improvement in the class attendance itself, because students love to play, and since they love to play, they'll come to school, and if they'll come to school, the attendance will increase, and if the students are coming into school, obviously the learning outcome would definitely be achieved in much better way as compared to the time or the days when the student is not turning to the school. Second, there's a marked uh, increase in the students' participations in the class activities at the same time, right? Along with that, revision of syllabus topics becomes easy as well as effective for both teachers and the students. So these were the two innovative ideas that we have received from the teachers of Karnataka. I hope and I quite believe that you must have liked these innovative ideas. If you have any question, any queries regarding these innovative ideas or regarding this program, you could definitely share your queries or concern. Or if you have any experience that you would love to share with me, I would like to welcome you all to share your experiences at this webinar, where you could not only share your experiences with me, but through this webinar, you would be sharing your experiences with the teachers across the nation who are watching this uh, webinar. Either it could be at Facebook or YouTube or Zoom for that matter. So thank you so much for listening me and having a discussion on these innovative ideas that we have been discussing. If you have any question, any queries, or if you want to share experiences with us, we'll definitely do that. So thank you so much for listening to me and having a discussion on these two innovative ideas that we had discussed. I believe that you must have liked these innovative ideas. And as I always say, that when you would be going to school, when the student will start coming to the school, try implementing at least one innovative ideas in your school. Anyone, the one which you like the most, the one which touched your heart, the one which you believe could be implemented your school. And believe you me, you yourself will find the difference. And that difference will definitely be noticeable in your student. And when we do that as a teacher, when we do something which is beneficial for our student, which is beneficial for shaping up their career, we definitely love it. We definitely enjoy it, right? So I would request you to at least start implementing one idea in your school, and you will yourself will find the result, and the result will definitely help you in doing better each passing day, each and every. With this hope, today I'm signing off. Take care. Namaste.